Hello, I'm MINECART and welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Xbox Update Adventures Let's Play. This is the Let's Play where we've been playing through the various updates that have come out for Minecraft on the Xbox, building stuff, killing stuff, and of course, destroying stuff. And in today's episode, I'm actually going to be doing a little bit of a productive build, one that one that I've been doing a little bit of work on slowly over the past, maybe half a year or so, but it is the kind of wood factory element of the world, but I wanted to build something very particular that I showed off about a week ago, and that is the, the only build you can still make on the old version of Minecraft console involving minecart furnaces. I figured, if the world is stuck on Minecraft Xbox, which it is, and even though I kind of like it that way, since we're on this version anyway, why not build the one thing you can only make on the console edition of Minecraft only, and that involves using minecart furnaces to make a conveyor belt. So I'm making a conveyor belt, but since I'm here anyway, because I figured this is the best place for one, because I don't know why a factory made out of wood needs a conveyor belt, but trust me, it does. But while we're here anyway, I figured why not then use that as an opportunity to work a little bit more on this place. It always looks like it's so close to being finished, and at the very least, there's so many places where it's clearly unfinished, like this bit of floor right here. I figured why not just throw that floor in and make that happen. So that's what we're doing in this video. We're gonna be making a conveyor belt just over here. I think we'll actually make it in this very corner. I don't know if we have the space for it, but I want to make it so that okay, so let's see, we got 5 or 7 blocks. Yeah, we'll make a small one right here, and then we'll use this as an opportunity to have a bit more of an exciting thing. So yeah, this should blend in really well. If it doesn't, we can work on it later. But that's what we're doing in this video. We're making a conveyor belt, and then we're gonna make the factory walls, because there's stuff the fences. I didn't have enough fences for the longest time, and now I do, so now I can just finish that up. I think the back wall of it I need to finish as well. Just so many things like that where it's I'll just do it actually now. So yeah, as you can see, this is where the conveyor belt system is going to go. So we actually have to build ourselves some rails. I don't have any on me right now, but I have all the sticks in the world, so I can just make some rails. That's all the rails made. I can make some powered rails. I can make a lot of powered rails actually. I can make 37 powered rails, so 42 powered rails, so that's all the powered rails I need for a while as well, and then we can just get straight to this. So 42 is probably a bit too many powered rails actually, but that's fine, and we'll just place some here, here, here. I hope we actually have an odd number of blocks. Oh, we don't, so we have to kind of just hope this all evens out. Whatever, it's fine. So this is our conveyor belt system, and that means we need probably about 8 minecart furnaces. We actually have perfectly enough for 8 minecart furnaces, so that's very convenient, isn't it? So we now turn all of our stone into furnaces. Again, we get exactly 8 of them. We make 8 minecarts, and then we'll turn those into minecart furnaces. Again, we'll probably deal with these later. Isn't it interesting? When you look at the icon in my inventory, look at the way it just fills with a minecart later. It's very satisfying to watch. So yeah, now we've got those placed. We can then place the regular rails in between them. And again, if you've seen the video, this is just me doing this another time. Does that really not work? You can't use these in a corner. Okay, well has to make my life tricky, doesn't it? Why, how does that... I mean, of all the ways it could work, that seems like the least logical of all of them. So we can place rails there, but it's now not going to properly work unless this could be a curve. But this can't be a curve, so what we have to do instead is we have to extend it one more block, I guess, because we can't go one less block, which makes it a little bit asymmetrical. So it might be worth... Yeah, no, it's going to be asymmetrical regardless, I think, unless we turn this into... let's try it that way. That could go horribly wrong, having a spacing issue, but given that they'll be going at max speed the whole time anyway, it should be just about fine. So we'll leave this here, and then we'll just make it so there's again a very slight spacing issue, and if that doesn't work, then we can extend it. So as you can see, live issues on the fly, that's all fine. Then this can connect to that just fine, and we got ourselves the perfect railway. Awesome, sorted. As you can see, very easy stuff. It's not a hard build to make, but it's one I kind of want to see in survival in my Let's Play world, and that's why I'm doing that right here. And then let's throw ourselves some stuff on top of it, and we've got ourselves an amazing build. So obviously, as a lot of you do know, oh wait, actually, just quickly, can I pick block the minecart furnace? Oh, I can. So if you want to easily use something like a single place item, just look at the ones you already have, place them down, and then stuff magically happens. Isn't that nice? So yeah, we only need 2 more of these, I think. We're gonna need less now that we have to change our whole system up. So 2 more, I guess. If we need more, we need more. But I believe this should be just the right number. And then we put some redstone torches down. I don't have any redstone torches right now. And then the whole thing will start magically flying. So we'll come back to this in a second, because I have the carpet for it as well, actually. Let's make sure that the carpet makes it look good. Because that's really what we're judging this on. It's got to kind of blend in and seem like it's meant to be there. So if we did place blocks, let's say there and here, and not above the center, we'll have something else above the center, then yeah, it looks about right. So we'll have some wood planks raised in the center maybe. Something to make that whole thing work. But as you can see for now, this will be a conveyor belt where If you haven't seen how this works, like basically only the tops of this goes through, and it looks like it's a moving part of a belt. It looks pretty great actually, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Today I'm here to talk about whatever I've been up to and stuff this past week, and because that's what a lot of people care about, and also just things I've been thinking about. Because the Let's Play is honestly, for a lot of people, like this kind of extended Toycat podcast, and I do kind of like that that's the case in a lot of people's things. But it is something that therefore you have to like kind of balance out. A lot of people are here to watch, the Minecraft Let's Play world. They're really, they're drawn in that like, this world they've been watching over all these years is getting like bigger and better every single week. And then there's some people that are just like, I want to hear Toycat talk about aliens again, because aliens are a pretty fascinating subject. I feel like you can talk for so long about a theoretical subject like aliens, just because there's so much you can cover and there's no answer, right? Like whenever there's an answer to something, it's really easy, and it's almost not even worth discussing. Like, if we wanted to discuss, like, what is carbonation? What are the bubbles inside a drink? Because, it's pretty fascinating that they have a taste, right? It's just air, or I think it's carbon something. But still, it's basically just air, right, that you get inside a drink, and that changes your tongue. You could discuss that all day, but, it would be like, but is it magic? And the answer would be, no, it's not magic. It's not like some mystical property. It's just literally carbon. But, something like aliens you can discuss all day and be like, I mean, but what if? Because the first discussion of, like, is there aliens? I think, the sane answer is seen to be known, but the sane answer is really, yeah. There's probably aliens somewhere in the huge universe. But the answer is, like, where we've seen them always comes down to, like, I mean, you probably have to be crazy, because you have to assume some grand human conspiracy. And honestly, I'm never a big fan of, like, theories where you have to believe huge grand human conspiracies. Because have you ever spoken to a human? They're not. I don't think, like, a conspiracy could ever be kept up like that. Like, maybe, if you have, like, one person that knows something, that one person can easily not tell someone. There's a lot of things, fun fact, I don't tell anyone ever. I think, anyway. I'm not actually sure. There probably is, somewhere in my life, something I've never told anyone, ever, and will never tell anyone. I hope that's not the case. I'd like to tell someone something, but let's just assume that is the case. If I want to keep something a secret, I probably could. If you have, like, a group of 10 people, have you ever tried to keep a secret across multiple people? You know how, like, if you sometimes tell, like, your best friend something, somehow that secret gets out? Now imagine you got to tell 10 people that aren't your best friends and that just work for you and have a great interest in getting the secret out. It's just, like, that's why any human conspiracy is just like, well, I mean, it's just a little bit crazy because good luck keeping so many people silent. But, yeah, today we're not here to talk about aliens, as fun as a subject that is, or to talk about how this is kind of like a podcast to some people. But we're here instead to talk about what I've been up to, which for the record, I did actually go to Lithuania. A lot of people saw the live stream and actually quite liked it. Hopefully I do more of these in the future, or actually it's going to be in the past now because I've been to another country. I know it seems like I'm always going somewhere, and that's because I like setting up my life that way. It's like, oh, I have some free time, let's use that and go to some countries and stuff, and yeah, it has some fun results actually. But I'm going to start chilling on that after I get back from this place because, there's only so much you can do with these things before you realize, like, I am just... There is such thing as too much, I imagine, and that's probably me. So, yeah, don't worry about that. But while I was traveling back through the airport from my last trip, so I flew back through London Stansted. In case you're familiar with the airport, it's a particularly strange airport in terms of, like, how it's laid up, because they have these trains that you have to, like, catch to move from, like, where you land to, like, where you get through passport control. And the reason I mentioned that is because I had this, like, really kind of fun moment. Because in the same way I mentioned last week how, like, oh yeah, well, I've been mentioning this, like, 3 weeks in a row now, how, like, homeless people, they sell you the service and making you feel good. And I saw some comments saying, like, oh yeah, it does make me feel good, actually. Should I feel wrong for that? And I think the answer is you probably shouldn't ever feel wrong for doing good for other people, because that's the reason we do it. We're not good people because, oh, it's just some abstract thing. And because even in the cases where you think you're doing something to be good because, through no benefit of yourself, you're doing it because you feel good knowing you're doing something through no benefit of yourself. And maybe that's me being cynical or whatever, but my point being is it's okay to feel good, even if you don't agree with that. You're like, oh yeah, there are some genuinely altruistic acts, and there is genuinely some, I believe. I still think it's okay to just believe that, like, oh yeah, I enjoyed doing this and that's fine, because that encouraged you to do it again. Like, you know how loads of people will be like, oh, I just feel so good when I help people? That's like a genuine thing you can actually get if you're helping people, and I think that's a good thing. That encourages us to help each other more. Like, if you helped someone and then you felt awful about it, you're like, oh, that was such a drain on my life. And, how awful would that be? Whereas, if you feel good about it, then it's like, oh, I'll probably do this again. Like, for instance, the airport story. So you have to take a train to get from the airport to the terminal. And I was in, like, literally the closest seat to the door. I booked it deliberately that way because I was like, let's just save ourselves some time. It wasn't too much more to book it, like, for some reason, because it was so later on or something. But it was like, a little bit more to book the closest seat to the door. So I was one getting off the plane first. Which, for the record, do you know how whenever you get on and off a plane, you kind of just, like, follow the people in front of you? It's a little bit scary being the first one off the plane because you have to, like, make the route yourself, work out where you're going, which is, like, easy enough, but it's something interesting you never realize. Like, you always follow someone along when you're getting on off a plane, but you don't realize that there's always one person, which in this case was me, has to, like, lead people. So anyway, basically, once I got off the plane, one guy, like, ran up behind me, overtook me immediately. It didn't bother me, like, I don't really want to be first, I just want to be fast. Oh, that's almost like a whimsical statement. But no, I don't really care too much about being first. I really care way more about just being fast and not losing time or whatever. So the guy races past me, and I see him just vanish. And then I see him a little bit later on like the escalator going down. And even though he was clearly running, he seems like he's in such a huge rush because of the speed he's running at. But he gets behind these people, and it's the most British thing I've ever seen, that he's in this huge rush, and the little train you need to take to the terminal, there's one every like 5 minutes. It looks like it's about to leave like any second now. And even though he's in this huge rush, there's like a group of people on the escalator. By the way, ignoring the rule of standing on the right, standing on the left. No, yeah, standing on the right. I always get them mixed up. But, they're ignoring the rule of standing on the left. And even though they're being, kind of rude by British standards, they're blocking him from literally getting this thing, which he clearly needs. Like, maybe he's got a bus or a train he has to catch. And he's just like, I will stand and do nothing about this. So I felt kind of good, like, just speaking to the people, being like, oh yeah, sorry, can I get past? I got past just so I could, like, make them free up the thing, and then he immediately ran past me, and I was like, I feel like I did something good for him. I helped him maybe catch whatever plane or thing he's, like, scared of missing, and I feel like it's good to feel good about helping people. You definitely should feel good about helping people, and not about, like, hurting them, right? Like, imagine if you felt good every time you punched someone in the face. I mean, I'm not sure how often you punch people in the face. Fun fact, I think in my life, I have punched one person in the face ever. Is that more than most people or less, actually? That'd be a fun fact I'd like to know. But, yeah, basically, you should feel good about helping people, because it encourages you to do it more. Like, one of the things that I actually really like about this is, whenever I'm on, like, a metro train, it happened the same day, and I was like, oh, I feel so fuzzy. I did 2 things to help people in really minor ways, because I feel like the minor ways of helping people are way more important than the big ways. A lot of people are like, what I'll do is like, when you're doing, like, these ridiculously complex things, personally, I don't like that, because it makes me feel bad. I don't like to feel bad that, like, you went through a lot of stuff for me, and, like, especially when it's like, they're doing something I don't really want, they're clearly doing it for themselves. But if you just do something small when it's like, I need that, that's kind of cool. And one of my favorite things for this is, like, if you're sitting on a metro or a bus or anything like that, you know how everyone, like, or a train even, everyone groups up onto, like, single seats so they can sit by themselves, because that's just how we do it. I don't know if that's how everyone does it, but that's how it is, at least here where I live. And everyone tries to sit by themselves, which means if you want to sit with someone else, even though there's a bunch of free seats, you can never find 2 seats together. So whenever you see, like, a couple, or it's usually a couple, but, like, a couple of people who are, like, together and want to sit together, it's always just a good idea to sit next to someone you don't know, because, statistically, they'll probably sit next to you anyway, and or, like, not statistically, but if they're going to sit next to you anyway, you might as well let them sit next to each other together. So, there you go. Fun fact. That's how you can help people in the most minor way possible. And I also like when people do that for me. Like, I feel like there are some really minor ways to help people like that just make the world better for everyone. And I feel like it's good when people do those things. So, yeah, pro tips of Toycat. Do good things for people. It makes you feel good. Even the tiny good things. Like, personally, I feel way better about the tiny things. Like, I don't want, whenever there's, like, a big amount of effort someone's asking, I don't want to, like, go through all that sort of stuff, because, again, like, too extended for social interaction, not good. I'm British and / or antisocial. But there are some things where it's like, yeah, let's go through and let's do that. So I still need to get my redstone torch, by the way. I really just kind of focus on the rest of this, because the conveyor belt. I'm, like, missing one ingredient, so we're just gonna finish the walls on this, because I feel like we're making some really good progress here. So, yeah, let's now finish the fence, at least 1 height, I think. Oh, no, we can't even do that, but we can at least, like, show the fences there, which is good enough for me. We'll have, like, a gap in the fence, actually, deliberately so I can, like, get... these can be, like, the organic trees back here, and that can be kind of good. So, yeah, let's fly back to the place, and let's just finish mentioning what I was saying, which is that, yeah, I think helping people is a good thing, and you should feel good about doing it. That's like, a real thing in the world that I think is really important, actually. And I wonder, because when someone helps you and you feel good about it, that makes you want to do it for other people, because you're like, oh yeah, this is just what you do. I wonder if, like, why, like, there's countries that have, like, horrible cartels where, like, people just get killed, shot all the time. I wonder if the reason those countries have, like, all those terrible things is just like an escalation of this, right? Because there are certain countries like, say we want about America. People can hate America a lot. Most people do hate America, the country. But, that's like a statistical thing in the world. I know it sucks if you're American, but it's sadly true. But most people hate America, the country, but it's very hard to hate an individual American. Or like, if you ever seen Americans, it's very hard to hate them because they're usually lovely people. And I wonder what, like, maybe, just maybe, there's this thing where, like, the reason successful countries are successful is just because people are nice to each other, and it, like, kind of stacks up. Because being nice to each other is just it's a mutually beneficial thing. It makes you both happier, probably makes you both slightly more productive at least. So it's got to be good for your country when people are nice to each other. What if the reasons there are countries in South America where people are being killed just every single day and there's cartels and there's lots of murder and violence and drugs and stuff? What if the reason this happens is because one day, one dude was trying to sit on the metro next to his girlfriend and he couldn't because he asked someone, like, can you move over? The dude was like, no, actually, I won't do that for you. What if that's the reason? Boom. It's not actually, I know, but it's fun to believe at least, right? So now we need to power these rails, but this is in the way, so we have to... I guess we'll remove this. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing we can do there. Place that there. I guess we need 3 torches. 1 for over here as well. Oh, that didn't work for some reason. Oh, you can... It tried to place the torch on the side of the thing there. So then we need to just do one more thing, which is remove that. Get my old torch back, hopefully without moving... Okay, this is going to be actually quite tricky. Oh, okay, we're good. Oh, no. Okay, well... I guess everything's ruined now. And then we'll place some torches here too. And now everything's going to go around. Hopefully we can get it to, like, properly sync up. It's close, but it's... Oh, no, wait, it's like slowly happening. And once we get an equal distance between them, then we have ourselves the perfect little system. So now we're going to slowly cover them in carpet. And the monorail, the conveyor belt is going to look even better. Because as you can see, you can only see the top of them. So it just looks like it's a conveyor belt moving around by itself. Obviously the illusion isn't great, especially if you've seen the video, but I really like it personally. It's just one of those things where I was like, that's perfect. Can only build it on the old versions, isn't that wonderful? I think it's wonderful anyway, and maybe you do as well. So, yeah, once we place this around the edges, you can see how it's going to look. Oh, there's no, like, you have to, like, place it on the side of the carpet, because you can't place blocks where a minecart is, so you have to, like, place, like, you can only place it on empty rails. So you kind of have to do it in a way like this. So yeah, that's the conveyor belt system done. We have 1 spare grey carpet, which I really don't need. And then we can place any block we want on top of there. Daylight sensors are a fun one. But because we don't have those, we'll just use like a different colour of wood. I mean, we've got acacia wood here, so that's just like... Let's make him acacia wood coloured. I like acacia. You're not sure? Let's do it. So let's place all of those there. But yeah, what if the reason bad countries exist is just because one time one dude was rude, and then it got worse and worse and worse until people are like killing each other in the streets. They're like, oh well, that'll teach you not to stand on my feet. Obviously, that's not how it happens, but it's still like, I wonder if that's why those countries are not so fun to visit. So yeah, here's my conveyor belt system. As you can see, it doesn't actually do anything, but it looks kind of cool. And if it's always running, it just makes this corner a little bit more active, because there's nothing going on here right now. But now there is. And we could make something go around the edges here too. So I have to like hop over the thing. I don't know if that's actually ideal. I don't have the planks to do it. We'll just leave it like that. This is modern design or something like that. So now what we're going to do is we got a bunch more wood, and we can use this to kind of just work on the walls a bit, because that's what we always do here. Oh, and yeah, we also need to probably use spruce to like finish this floor up at some point. I don't know how far I want the floor to go in, but apparently this far is what I've decided. Because I need to have like all these spaces for the dirt. Oh, that's why I hadn't done it yet, because I need to make spaces for dirt. But still, as you can see, it's the tree farm's working pretty wonderfully. I'm going to have a bunch of wood coming out here soon, and then I can use that wood to properly finish up. So for now, let's just go around the edges. Let's make sure there's like a clearly defined, this is the edge of the place. And that'll be great fun. So we'll have the back door be way over there in that corner, actually, because I've already basically done it that way. Oh, no, actually, I want this to be the back door, because you can see there's like... So we'll chop down a few of these fences. And we'll make like this place right here, where the door starts. It only has to be quite small to let people out. And then we'll just keep going this way. And that's the wood factory. Taking another step forward. Even has a conveyor belt system. Isn't that fancy? You might say, no, it's not fancy, because you don't really need it. But you know what? That's just naysaying. That's no fun at all. So yeah, as you can see, the... Oh, wait, we still have a few more blocks we need to change here. So we'll make a crafting table. I know that's like not always a good idea. but it is a good idea here, trust me. We'll make a crafting table, put it like out there, jump place it, make some planks, because we need to like finish this little bit here. It's really, really annoying to me to just have like this many free blocks. And there we go. That is the outside, the inside, for the most part inside. And oh no, there's another gap here. Okay, see, it's good we find these things, because then we can just be like, yep, let's not have that here. How about that? That's our plan. So yeah, as you can see, the wood factory is looking pretty great, and helping people out is something you should do. It really does. Personally, it makes me feel good each time, and I hate people. So if you love people, or you claim to love people, then you should do it. And yeah, if you disagree with my point earlier about like pure doing something with no benefit to yourself, it's not a good thing to think about, because you'll go into like some dark places, I feel like, if you think too long about like, people only help me because it feels good. It's like, well, it feels good for you too, that they helped you. Like, it's a mutually beneficial thing. Like, that's how society works, that's how business works, that's how anything works. And it sounds awful on the surface, but it's really not a problem. And if you disagree still and you're like, nope, I do things without any benefit to myself, what you should do is you should send money. So if you know, go to your bank account. You probably have some spare money you can get from something. You might say, no, I have no spare money. Truth is, everyone can get some amount of spare money, whether it's $1, $5. I could sell something I own to get that amount of money, if not. And then give that $5 to a random bank account. Like, find a bank account number, guess random digits, send it to them. I think you'll actually Google, like, random bank numbers. But still, send money to a random bank account. And that was a purely good thing you did. You just sent money to someone random. Maybe they needed it. Maybe they don't. You'll never even get to know. But you've helped the world in some way. You've helped someone in the world with money by taking away from yourself. But that would be stupid, right? That feels stupid to everyone. But anyway, this is too much of a tangent to go on. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Like it if you liked it. Share if you really liked it. Subscribe when you're around here, because I make Let's Plays like this one every single day on my channel. And if you subscribe, you'll see them. Well, not daily, because I don't upload Let's Plays daily, but you'll see them every single day on your homepage, and hopefully you all do enjoy that. So, yeah, this Let's Play's been really fun recently. Thank you for everyone who's been watching it. And like I said, I still am reading all the comments. And in case you do, I want to like show it every review. Here's what it looks like. Getting better and better every single day, which is something you should strive for, actually. One more thing. Always try to be 1% better than you were the day before, because life is about momentum. You don't just suddenly wake up one day and everything's magical. But if you're nice to one person a week, and then one person every 6 days, and then one person a day, then suddenly you're the nicest person around, and you've barely done anything to change. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.